Welcome to Tango Bravo. Join us as we delve into the real-world experiences and stories of everyday veterans. Today, we will begin with a series that will provide an in-depth look into the lives and stories of 3 American veterans. These stories cover deeply personal elements of the day-to-day aspects of the lives of American service members. It is a profound privilege to be able to share these stories with you. Join us as we experience life through the eyes of an American veteran.
I'm Private First Class Frank Coburn, United States Marine Corps. I was infantry with 3rd Light Armor Reconnaissance Battalion. So I went to the School of Infantry West, and that is on Camp Pendleton in San Diego, California. So after boot camp, you get shipped over there after you have a 10-day leave period, and you arrive into receiving, and you get sorted into your company. For me, it was kind of an interesting thing. I had joined boot camp. When I joined the Marine Corps to go to boot camp, I joined with my best friend on the buddy program. And unfortunately in boot camp, I got very sick and ended up getting dropped. I was in the hospital for a couple weeks. And so I ended up graduating about 3 weeks later than he did. And I thought I would never see him again. Fortunately for me, when I picked up with the schoolhouse and the School of Infantry, he was sitting there and he had gotten stuck with the rest of my buddies in receiving for 3 weeks because they were standing up a new company, Echo Company, that had never been run through before. And so we ended up picking up with Echo Company together. So we picked up with Echo Company and we started to go through the infantry course. And for the first month of School of Infantry training, you go through like a basic rifleman course. So you learn how to become a basic infantryman. So you're learning how to use your weapon in as a combat arm. You're learning how to do table 2, which is essentially like combat shooting of your rifle. You're learning how to use different weapon systems. So we trained on the AT-4 rocket launcher. We trained on the M203 grenade launcher. You learn how to breach. You go through MOUT, which is basically urban environment training, and you go through these like shoot houses, these kill houses, and so you're going through all of this physical training, and you're also learning classes. Now, the great thing about School of Infantry, that's the first time when you really started to get treated like a Marine. In boot camp, you're a recruit, but by the time you've hit the schoolhouse, you're a Marine. So you get treated with a lot more respect, and you have a lot more privileges. You can go to the smoke pit and smoke a cigarette if you want to. You have weekends off, and weekends off are always fantastic. We're in San Diego, so of course we're going to the beach, we're going to Oceanside, and partying every weekend. So I've got some crazy stories, for my time in School of Infantry. So for that first month, though, you're going through, this intense, rifleman training, weapon system training. You're going through an IED course to learn how to spot IEDs, what to look for. You're going through medical training. You're going through MCMAP, which is the Marine Corps Martial Arts program. So you learn a lot of grappling and hand-to-hand, weapons of opportunity, things like that. Going through extensive, they call them humps. They're basically long hikes to get you conditioned. You're at this point, now that you're at a boot camp, you're carrying larger weapon systems, and the hikes are more intense. Aboard Camp Pendleton, you're hiking in mountainous terrain at this point. And so you're getting conditioned for like extreme, mountain, 15K humps. After the first month of School of Infantry, that's when you split off into your occupational specialty. So there's multiple different occupations within the infantry community. So you have your 0311, your infantry rifleman. You have your 0331, which is your machine gunner. 0341, which is your mortarman, aka tube strokers. You have your 0351 assaultman, and so you really kind of get to, essentially, you get to choose. I went as a infantry rifleman, and so I split up with my group, and and we learned more advanced, warfare training and infantry, other infantry training. But essentially, it's a 2-month course. Month 1 is the basic, infantry course, and then month 2 is more specialized for your actual occupation. I had a lot of fun. I thought infantry. I always dreamed of being infantry, so I had a fucking blast going through all the training and learning how to be the most badass infantryman I can be. The mission of the Marine Corps Rifle Scout is to locate, close with, and destroy the enemy with fire and maneuver, and repel the enemy's assault by fire in close combat. And that's essentially exactly what you learn. Some of the most fun I ever had in School of Infantry was just learning urban warfare. They had these big villages set up that were basically like these it was simulating basically an Iraqi village with these big cinder block buildings with different types of doorways and hallways, and so we would go through shoot houses, and they split us up into 2 groups, and one was the OPFOR, aka opposing forces. Essentially they were simulating Iraqis or Afghanis, and then we would be the Americans, and then we would switch, and you're using either sim rounds, which is essentially a augmentation to the M4 that allows it to shoot 9mm casings that have a 9mm plastic projectile with paint inside of it, basically really souped up paintball guns. And so we're either using that or we're using blank rounds to shoot at each other. And yeah, you basically go through that. So really, like, the last part of School of Infantry is really going through that, like, intense warfare training. From there, that's when we get our orders to our battalion, where we're going to be in the Fleet Marine Force. And luckily for me, I got to go through boot camp with my best friend, went through School of Infantry with my best friend, pretty much a 1 in a million chance of that. And then on the second or third to last day, we got our orders, and we found out that we were going to 3rd Light Armor Reconnaissance Battalion out in shithole 29 bombs. And so, luckily for us, we spent our entire careers together. But that's essentially School of Infantry. You're just honing your skills as an infantryman and learning your occupational specialty, and just becoming proficient. And that's basically it.
This is Tango Bravo. Our goal is to give you the full experience of sitting and chatting with service members and hearing the stories and details that are rarely told. And as always, please like this video and all others that you've enjoyed so far. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell. Thank you for your interest and support in our developing channel. And remember, if you are watching this, you are a card-carrying member of the Thrillhammer Nation. Thank you.
Thrillhammer.